Welcome back to the Hawks Nest for game 2 of 2 between the Humber Hawks and the visiting Fanshawe Falcons. It should be another great match between two teams in this West Division. Zach Benoit alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Hamlin. Matt, we were witness to a very good first game. We saw the Hawks battle back. They got that victory. I feel like we're going to be treated to an even better second game here.
You said it, partner. We're looking at one of the top teams in the nation, number 2 in the CCAA rankings, the Humber Hawks, number 1 in your hearts. But, Zach, it should be a great one. Humber has yet to drop a game on the season. I mean, they've taken on some tough opponents. They had a big win against St. Clair, dethroned them as number 1 in the country. Humber then in the new year, once again facing up against St. Clair, picking up the W. All that to say, the Hawks, of course, every team has that long break in December, right? These student athletes get that basically the whole month off, a 5-week break. But Humber has come back from the new year, and it's been the same old business. And guys like number 5, Malik Grant, have continued to shine. Jalen Menzies, number 23, will watch out for him. Taking on this Fanshawe team who on the season have a record that is not quite lining up with the Hawks, right? But Humber has just been a tough team to catch. And here's a look at some comparisons of top players here.
Yeah, you see the comparisons right there. It should be a fantastic matchup. Really cannot wait for it to get going. We will discuss it more afterwards. We're going to send it over to our PA announcer for the player introductions.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Nest here at the Humber's Athletic Center for tonight's matchup between the visiting Fanshawe Falcons and your Humber Hawks. It's time to welcome the officials for the game. Bobby Adore, Kristen Wong, and the crew chief is Seth Rema. All right, it's time to welcome the starting lineups for both the teams. Firstly, for the Fanshawe Falcons. Leading off from Burlington, Ontario is a 6'1" guard, number 3, Stephen Okorafor. From London, Ontario is a 6'3" guard, number 4, Sahil Azizi. From Centralia, number 5'7", guard, number 6, Tyrese Budirot. From Mississauga is a 6'4" guard, number 7, Nicola Seabeck. And from Trenton, Ontario is a 6'4" guard, number 13, Addy Lever. The head coach for Fanshawe Falcons is Tony Marcotulio. Together by the head coach, Omar Miles! From Brampton, Ontario, is a 6'7" small forward, number 5, Malik Grant! From Brampton, Ontario, is a 6-foot point guard, number 6, Cameron David! From Rexdale, Ontario, is a 6-foot point guard, number 12, Kwabena Atwi! From Hamilton, Ontario, is number 6'6" small forward, number 14, Adrian Aluyi! And 1,000 career CCAA points and counting from Mountain is a 5'10" guard, number 23, Jalen Menzies!
Well, there you have it. The starters announced, ready to get this one underway. And the player you see doing the tip-off, it's none other than Adrian Aluyi, who was named Athlete of the Week in the CCAA. He has been excellent for the Humber Hawks all year long, sitting at a 58.7 field goal percentage, which is the best in the West.
And Zach, kind of a short staff for this Fanshawe bench today. You're seeing a couple players out of the mix, so that's given room for some other guys to step up. And we'll see if they can make an impact here against a tough, undefeated Humber Hawks squad.
Aluyi wins the tip, and here are the Hawks trying to generate some offense early. Malik Grant has it outside of the arch. Cameron David looking for an opening, trying to drive, throws it up for a prayer, and foul is going to be called. It's going to be on number 4, Shahil Azizi. David going to be inbounding here right on the baseline. Trying to find an opening, but great defense by Fanshawe. And here we go. They're going out for an attack, driving to the lane, but a great job defensively by Grant and Antwi.
So, Zach, you look at the Fanshawe stats on the season, and their first and second leading scorers are not in the mix here. So, no Brandon Bogart and Demarion Ennis. We'll see how Fanshawe can recover. Humber certainly has their share of star players to lean on here.
Look at David going down, finds Menzies wide open, 4-3, can't connect, it hits the rim. Rebounded here by Fanshawe. Nikola Sevic. And you mentioned those top players out for Fanshawe. We don't know what happened. We knew there was a little bit of stuff going on, but they're just not in the lineup here today. So Fanshawe, like you said, they're shorthanded. Pulls up for 3 off the backboard and then the rim, rebounded here by Antwi, and he's going to take it up quickly into the corner for Grant, who just swipes it.
Wow.
Pass all the way across. We're going to call it a pass for now. Down low, Aluyi, and he adds to his field goal percentage to the best in the West.
Wow, not a conventional possession for Humber, but a great play made by Grant, ultimately finished off by Menzies.
Somebody's going to have to ask Grant if he meant to do that. But that's precision passing at its finest. And now again, Humber's defense holding strong. Menzies goes down, and he gets it.
And already some signs of frustration on the Fanshawe bench. And Zach, this is a Falcons team who's coming off 2 victories, right? I mean, they've started the month of the new year with 2 W's. There's a nice 3-ball to respond.
Addy Lever right there, like you said, the response. And yeah, you know, already frustrations because you know how good this Humber Hawks team ranked 2nd in all of Canada. Really, they could be ranked 1st. They beat St. Clair, which knocked them out of the number 1 spot, and then they beat St. Clair again and still only ranked 2nd. Malik Grant looking for an opening. Grant stops up, mid-range J, the fadeaway, can't find it. Rebounded here by Fanshawe. The Falcons taking it up ever so slowly, looking for their opening. Sevic has it now at the top. Lever. What a bullet pass down low, finds a wide open Shahil Azizi.
Yeah, that's going to give the Falcons the lead here.
Aluyi has it here beyond the arc, gives it off to Menzies. Menzies shifty as ever, and he can't finish with a rebound. And foul is called, so Kwabena Antwi is going to go to the line to shoot 2.
You know, Zach, Humber had such a big win at home at the end of 2024 against St. Clair, winning by a narrow margin of just a single point. But, Zach, in that rematch, Humber had to meet St. Clair on the road on the 12th of January, and Jalen Menzies in that game had 24 points. And, partner, that is the kind of play we expect from Humber's number 23, Jalen Menzies, as he has led his team in scoring on a couple of occasions. It's really kind of the Jalen Menzies, Malik Grant back and forth for, you know, leading scoring. But on the season, you look at the stats, and it's still quite close, right? Grant averaging basically 16 points per game. Menzies about 14.
Yeah, both players are just having exponentially good seasons. As you see, Look at that pass. I mean, what a pass. That's how you know those
right
two
on
are
the
in
money,
sync.
dude.
That's how you know those two players are in sync right now. Grant with the, looks like the long snapper in football there, just going across the court to Menzies.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing for Menzies to be able to make a play on it, but for it to just fall right in the breadbasket after that wild toss just to keep the play alive. Hot play by Humber right out the gate. But, Zach, with that being said, Humber has, in just over 3 minutes, managed 2 buckets, right? And we saw Humber's women's team get off to a slow start. They actually found themselves in a bit of a trailing position for much of the first 3 quarters. See if the men's squad can, again, with Fanshawe missing some key players here today, see if they can step up. And Humber, what you would imagine on paper, the advantage here today, and game still close a couple minutes in.
And this is just something that's really interesting to me when you look at how well Humber have played this year. 13-0 to start the season. For the first time since 2018-19 season, they've won 17 straight games. They are playing fantastic a brand of basketball. That's a steal right there. Menzies goes to Antwi, and he goes up and can't finish the play. Foul's going to be called on Menzies. I believe it's over the back. But how good this Humber Hawks basketball program has been. You look back to the national championship they won. That was post-COVID, and that team didn't even start 13-0. This team here is the first team since 2018-19 to start 13-0, and I think that just speaks volumes to how well they're playing and how well the coaching staff has everything under wraps right now. Look at this trap in the backcourt. What a job done by Aluyi, Antwi, and Menzies, just not allowing any room to breathe.
Yeah, Zach, this year, the national tournament hosted by Vanier College in Quebec. And so both of these teams certainly have the dreams to get there. Humber has really done a lot early in the season to show they deserve a spot in that tournament.
Menzies can't connect, but Aluyi goes down. Excuse me, Aluyi. Oh, my.
Yeah, outstanding there. Just the good second effort. Humber now up by 3, chance to grow that lead. Aluyi with a couple of strong plays. He's already got 4 points here today.
He was such a strong player off the bench to start his Humber Hawks career, and it just seems he's only getting better and better as his career goes along. Fantastic down low. Antwi is gonna get the foul there. Tyrese Pudaif is going to go to the line.
And back the other way now. Some free throws for Fanshawe. Zach, we'll see how this kind of feeling out process goes here. So far, again, you kind of see this Fanshawe team, and you know, Zach, sometimes when you're missing some regular starters, it really is a golden opportunity for some other guys to capitalize, right? And you can imagine for some guys maybe getting more minutes, more responsibilities than usual. I'm not going to let this opportunity slip away. They want to showcase what they can do. So although Fanshawe appears to be down a few key players, they might be able to find that spark for some unfamiliar faces.
And the thing with Fanshawe is you also got to look at it. Yes, they're missing 2 key players, but there's still a lot of other players that are scoring over 100 points so far in the year. They have about 3-4 guys that are averaging double digits, and there's another player that's just underneath that at 8.5. So this Fanshawe team can score, but this is going to be an ultimate test against a team as deep and as talented as the Humber Hawks. Menzies is going to inbound it here on the side. Aluyi and David working together. Cameron David trying to drive to the net, and he gets fouled as he goes up for the pass. So another substitution coming in here. Hansel Matunga will come in.
Yeah, Zach, that's just over 4 minutes into the quarter already. Humber in the bonus.
Yeah, 5 fouls for Fanshawe. They're being very aggressive early on at Humber. They're just going to keep saying, all right, we'll take it, thank you. Get the free throws, basket there by David. Humber extend their lead up to 4 now. Excuse me, 3. the backcourt. That's just sailing heads up to the cameraman. That one just goes widely into the crowd.
Jalen Menzies trying to negotiate the velvet rope there.
He was trying to be a nice guy and close it, but the velvet rope had other plans. So now we have an opening on the velvet rope. Cameron David has the ball. Isaiah Brady Clark goes to it. Nice move to get to the net, but just not enough power on the layup right there. And Matunga, he just loses control. Humber will get the ball right on back.
Yeah, a little out of control that time. Turned over. This game still just kind of sitting there waiting for the taking. Humber trying to create some separation here.
Malik Grant looking for his opening. He goes to the net, high off the glass, and soft touch. Malik Grant gets a basket.
Yeah, his first basket of the game.
Okafor dancing around here. Get off here, Tyrese trying to get away from Burke, who's playing some good defense. Tyrese right to the lane, rolling around, and Matunga, he gets the finish.
Yeah, great team effort there. As great positioning from Hansel Matunga to pop that one in. As it's still just a 3-point game here, partner.
Isaiah Brady Clark pulling up for three, but it's not going to fall. Okafor taking it across the timeline. Into the corner. Azizi looking down low. Burke, he gets a hand to it. Good interior defense by the Hawks. Grant drops it down to IBC. And Isaiah Brady Clark finds that one.
Yeah, that time just excellent effort there. Made no mistake, giving Humber that 5-point lead here. Zach, just over 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Still really waiting for this game to take shape.
Swung into the corner, pulling up for three, not going to connect. Goes wide, but rebound by Azizi. Okafor pulls up for a three of his own, not going to go, and Matunga gets the board, and Fanshawe, we're not giving up easily here. Azizi back with Okafor. Okafor trying to drive, puts it up, and a foul is called. So the effort right there by Fanshawe allows them to get the free throws.
Yeah, no question. Some tenacity in the offensive end. As 2 free throws are on the way.
Lucas Lewis checks in here, as well as J.R. Harewood and Christian Desjardins. Okafor, first shot, good.
Yeah, so both good from Okorafor, and that now brings his team back within 3. It's kind of been the story here throughout the first quarter. Just a small margin of a lead for Humber as Brady Clark loses the grip.
And looks like we're on a jump ball right here. Fanshawe has the possession arrow, so they'll take control.
Well, Zach, after this, Humber has really not many games left on the schedule, right, partner? I mean, you're going to be seeing Humber at home again on Wednesday against Conestoga. Then they got Redeemer on the road, and then 2 home games to close out the season.
But the fun one is that final home game,
baby.
Sheridan.
February 5th.
Mark it on your calendars, folks.
A spicy Wednesday rivalry matchup.
And the shot clock expires before Azizi can get a shot off. Burke will go to the baseline. He'll be the one to inbound it here. Again, this is a tight start to the game. Fanshawe playing a good one here against the Hawks. Harewood gets the long pass and fouled as he goes up. Dwayne Burke just unleashed a full court pass, and Harewood almost had the scoop and slam, it feels like. He'll go to the line here to shoot 2. First shot good for number 7. Bouncing out, rebounded by Fanshawe, so can't find 2. The lead does get extended to 4, though. Brady Clark, great defense right now. Clamps are engaged. Tyrese swings it. Okafor goes up, not gonna fall. Burke gets the rebound. He's stumbling, staying up though. That's easy, great defense.
Yeah, the intensity from Fanshaw's, it's just been a lot of pressure, and that's gonna force a turnover.
Okafor going up, and he gets the easy layup. You mentioned the intensity on defense, and improved dividend right there.
Yeah, so Humber needs to sort of get settled in here. Been a lot of rotation, versus who started the game and who's in there now.
And the charge is called on Dwayne Burke.
So head coach for the Fanshawe Falcons, Tony Marco Tullio, in his 12th year as HC. Meanwhile for Humber, Omar Miles, who's got 4 years as head coach for this program and made quite a debut in his head coach season with a national championship to show for it.
Yeah, he has been excellent for the Humber Hawks since he took over as head coach. I remember the year after they won the national championship, I went up and asked him, I said, so are you looking to defend it? He goes, we're not the reigning champs anymore. It's a new team. That was his first words, but great person to pick the brain of about coaching and basketball. Very smart individual, Omar Miles. Harewood swinging around to Ndongo. And out of bounds, Hawks will still have the ball. It's actually going to be a couple free throws coming here. Lucas Lewis will be the one to take them, number 20.
His second personal foul of the game. Stepping into the court for Fanshawe, number 11, Burak Jamingo. Number 20, Lucas Lewis, shooting 2.
And it's a tough break early on for Fanshawe because, again, they got into the bonus so early in this first quarter. And that took about the number of Kawhi bounces to fall in there by Lucas Lewis.
Yeah, having to use every part of the Buffalo to get that one to drop. And Humber still, again, that familiar 3-point lead and unable to create any further separation, which, again, on paper, you see Humber with, the undefeated season. And then you see Fanshawe missing some key players. You think, all right, well, this should be certainly a handedly, game that Humber could win. But so far, it's been neck and neck.
Driving, Okafor, not going to go. Ndongo, he grabs the rebound. He's taken off. He has a ton of speed. Desjardins swings into the corner. And Brady Clark steps out of bounds, so turnover.
So as Humber kind of gets settled in here, Zach, you kind of expect they'll start kind of tightening the screws. And there has been some self-inflicted issues for the Hawks that really prevented them from getting that spring in their step and leaving the door open for Fanshawe to stay in this one. We'll see what they can drum up here with the ball as Fanshawe takes it down the court.
Fanshawe still looking for an opening here. Just trying to swing it around, but hold on is Lesage. Tyrese drives down the pass to Lesage, can't go. Picked up in the corner, block shot, rebounded by the Hawks, and here they come. Malik Grant looking for an opening. The drop back pass with Morant. Grant creates some space, drops it to Lewis, but slips out of the wickets.
Yeah, so just consistently, Humber leaving points on the table. And we have just over a minute to go here in this first quarter. Which team can kind of put a punctuation mark on the opening frame?
Okafor drives to the net, puts it up, and with contact, he finishes the play. Grant has it now. Playing with Morant. Harewood. Malik trying to get a play going and finds Lewis. Ndongo straight to the rim, and I think they're going to say foul on the floor. So he'll go to the line to shoot 2. But still just a 1-point game.
Yeah, Nikola Sibik charged with the foul there, his second. A little too strong in that first one, Zach. Looking to put Humber back up by deuce. He can drain this next one here. Okay,
basket doesn't count.
Yeah, coming up, Snake Eyes there, missing the first one, and then 1 foot over the line on the second.
Sage goes up and count the bucket and the foul. The Falcons, they've come alive here in the first quarter. They're up by 1, possibly going to be up by 2.
Yeah, and Humber has most definitely left the door wide open for Fanshawe to stay in this game. And really, Humber has not been able to create any separation. They have been leading for much of the game. That is no longer the case. It's 16-15 in favor of Fanshawe. And Zach, not much time left here in the first quarter, but a chance for Fanshawe to add to their lead.
Do just that. So the shot clock is off. Humber going to most likely hold for final possession. But look at this full court press yet again. Lewis back to Grant. Can Grant get over the timeline? He will. So 15 to go here in the first quarter. Humber down by 2. Trying to end the first off on a positive note. 8 seconds to go. Grant swings it. Harewood to Morant in the corner for 3. Not gonna go. And that will be how the first quarter finishes. Fanshawe 17, Hawks 15.
Well, Zach, a lot for Fanshawe to be pleased with after 1 quarter of play. I mean, they're able to come away with a 2-point lead after the first frame. And again, even if Fanshawe had their full complement of players that they've been able to rely on for the lion's share of their scoring this season, even if they had them to be up by 2 after the first quarter against the number 2 team in the nation, I mean, that would most certainly be a welcomed outcome.
And you said it, doing it without their top 2 guys, not doing it without Brandon Bogart as well as Demarion Ennis. Demarion Ennis also leads the OCAA in rebounds per game at 11, so not having that presence down low is a big factor, and they're playing a strong game so far. And when you look after the first quarter stats, I mean, Fanshawe, good game all around so far. 46 total percent from the field, and Humber sitting at 33. 0 for 4 from beyond the arc on the Hawks.
Yeah, and that's a tough break, too. The three-point shooting not really clicking for Humber. And on the season, you know, Humber's three-point shooting, it's kind of been middle of the pack, right, when you look at the OCAA statistics. But when you look at Humber's three-point percentage, 28%, Zach, that's 16th in the OCAA, so almost at the bottom. So certainly not really converting on their three-pointers. And on the other side for Fanshawe, their three-point shooting, it's kind of been a similar theme, not been their strength. And maybe that'll kind of cancel itself out here this game. But so far, Humber has been unable to really play a tight game of basketball, and that has allowed Fanshawe not only to go into the first intermission with the lead here, but Zach, Humber only managing 15 points, and that is well below their season average.
And I think the key thing to look at when you talk about the three-point shooting is the Hawks, they take a lot of threes, and they're not afraid to shy away from that, even if they are missing it. And this is a team that can get away with it because of how much talent they have. They can dominate you in the mid-range, dominate you down low, and then if they want to, they can start shooting threes, but really that isn't their game. They'll shoot them if they want to, most likely.
You know, one statistical category Humber does dominate the OCAA in, Zach, and it's an important one, is rebounding. Total rebounds, offensive, defensive. Humber leads in first in all categories for the province of Ontario.
Timothy Morant swinging it around, and Lewis is going to get there first. And just to your point, yeah, when you have bodies like Grant, Aluyi down low, it is tough to beat them to grab a board.
But Zach, which team had more rebounds in that first quarter? It was Fanshawe, and maybe that playing a role in their success in the first frame.
Malik Grant gets the scoring done early here. That's a guy you got to keep your eye out for Humber. Malik Grant, need him to start popping off a little bit. Stepped out of bounds, turnover for the Hawks.
All tied up. See if the Hawks offense gets in sync. They got a couple of excellent athletes out there right now to help get those vibes going.
Lucas Lewis has the ball. Menzies turns the corner. The fadeaway mid-range can't fall, but a rebound by Lewis. He goes up, count the bucket, and the foul, Lucas Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis is a scrappy dude when he's down low like that, and that was just a great demonstration of this sort of play he can bring to the table down low, no fear, going up with it, and a chance to come home with 3 points on this trip down the court.
And you talked about the rebounding. Well, Humber, they demonstrate it beautifully right there. Off the rim, bouncing around, and how about Romeo Sauce Joshua going up for the boards, and that leads to a turnover, and Humber have possession.
Romeo Osas Joshua, 40% on his three-pointers. That is certainly a big aspect of number 4's game, is the long ball.
They're looking for the opening, him in the corner, can't find it. Grant picks it right back up. He's trying to facilitate the play. Grant, what a takeaway by Morant, and that pass insisted for Romeo Osas Joshua, but Timothy Grant was just cutting right to the net and took it away. A little floater up top, jumping down low, rebounded by Okafor. Matunga going up, it's bouncing around. Lucas Lewis will get the board, and Humber will get the ball right on back. Grant, one-on-one, into the corner. Menzies swings it to ROJ. He can't find it. Fanshawe staying alive here, keeping it close. Humber have the lead once more. But the Falcons, they are not letting anything slip away here. Okafor down low, guarded by Grant. Goes one-on-one. Trying to create some space, but he can't find it. A deep three and rims out. That was Nicolas Sibek.
Another solid rebound by Lewis. So in the defensive end, Humber's Lucas Lewis standing tall right now.
ROJ looking for his opening, gives it to Menzies. He pulls up for three, rims out. Tough break for the Hawks again on offense. But they're not striving away from that three ball. They're going to keep going until they hit it.
Yeah, a little too obvious with the push off that time, so foul goes against number 11, Burak Jamgoose.
Yeah, Jamgoose, it was very obvious with the forearm there, trying to create space between him and Menzies.
You know, Zach, this is a young Fanshawe team. They are peppered with first-year players. Lion's share of their team are rookies, and that always presents some challenges, but also some opportunity, right? If you can get those guys some experience, this could be good for the future ahead.
ROJ gets the rebound, but he can't finish. There's just a lot of tall bodies around him. Sibek now with Okafor. Okafor calling for the screen, but look at the pressure being put on. He goes down, the little hook, and count the bucket and the foul. Going to the line to shoot one more for the three-point play.
That will be Menzies' second foul of the game. And, you know, he might be getting into that territory where Coach Miles is bringing him to the bench. That's exactly what's happening here. So as Menzies checks out of the game, Isaiah Brady Clark is in. Okorafor hits the free throw. So the three-point play, and that'll give Fanshawe the lead once again.
And Fanshawe not driving away. Humber got to try to get their offense going. The three-point shot has just been missing here. Really the only thing that's not clicking for the Hawks. Grant, he's driving down, swings it out to Brady Clark for three, and that hits out as well. Rebounded by Fanshawe.
And a good rebound at that to put an end to that offensive drive, as Humber's offense still not exactly clicking the way we'd expect them to based on their performances this season.
Azizi, he has a chance for three, and he hits that. So Fanshawe out to their biggest lead in this one. Falcons lead by 4. Cameron David brings it over slowly. Active hands by Sebic, but Malik Grant keeps it. He goes to the net, and there we go, number 5. He picks it up, gets a basket, and timeout called by Fanshawe. Don't want Humber getting any momentum back, as the Falcons, they lead by 2.
And especially Malik Grant, right? You kind of got the sense there that Grant was able to just kind of break through and impose his will. And I know that Fanshawe, and particularly their coaching staff, are not too keen on seeing Grant get going and feeling good here. But as it stands, Humber is still trailing by 2. And again, really waiting for Humber to kind of get the attack going there. Typical high-flying offense.
Yeah, Grant, I mean, he is just having a great year once again. He's top 5 in the entire OCAA when it comes to defensive rebounds, and he sits top 3 in field goals. He shot 178 times, made 80. He is definitely the guy that you always got to try to get the ball to, and he continues to impress as well, as he dimes a lot. He has 8. He's 8th in assists and ranked 6th in points in the entire OCAA. He is just a fantastic player all around for the Hawks, and definitely somebody you want to get going. And then you look at the newly welcome member of the CCAA 1,000 point club in Jalen Menzies, who's also continuing to have a really, really good CCAA career. Ever since coming over to the Hawks, Menzies has just been so vital. Fanshawe trying to get something going here. Tyrese down low. The pump-up shot, he gets it, so they extend their lead out to 4. So a wise timeout usage right there by the head coach of Fanshawe. Cameron David has Taj Motiki Stevens at the top with him. David spinning around, can't find the shot, but Brady Clark down low fighting for it.
And give credit to Fanshawe. They have continued to keep up the hard work, especially in their defensive end, snatching those rebounds.
It's going to be a Humber ball. I'm not sure if it was stepped out of bounds by Azizi, but either way, the Hawks, they will get the ball.
So maybe Humber can capitalize here. We're halfway through the second quarter.
Brady Clark swings it, but right to Menzies on the bench.
Yeah, nobody quite in the area code. And another instance of Humber just, again, not playing the tightest they have all year, that's for sure.
Very curious to see what the message at halftime is going to be for this team, as again, it's very similar to the women's game. They're just starting off very slow. Seems like they're not clicking on all cylinders. One of them is missing. Okafor one-on-one with Osas Joshua. He can't connect. Brady Clark gets the rebound, and the Hawks will try to get something going. Currently down by 4. Antwi, he's driving, gets blocked. Matunga gets there for the block for Fanshawe, and they take it back the other way.
And Antwi's been fairly quiet. We know him to be a high-energy player. Only 2 points on the evening thus far.
Grant closely defending Sebic, and that will go out of bounds. Humber get the possession. So another good defensive stop by the Hawks, but they got to generate some offense here. Antwi carries it up slowly, working with Grant here. Over to Grant. Pump fakes it to the corner for Brady Clark. His step back 3, not going to fall. They're not shying away from that 3-pointer, but it's just not falling for them right now.
As you mentioned, it hasn't necessarily been their key to success this season in most cases, right? But ultimately today, the three-pointer is, it's a dry well right now for Humber. They still only trail by 4, though, Zach.
Okafor trying to cut inside. ZZ, his shot looks like it got blocked. And Antwi, the pass to Grant, but Grant wasn't expecting it. And the charge is called. How about that by Kwabena Antwi? Completely gave up the body. Nicola, not happy, slams the floor afterwards.
Yeah, it really illustrates Antwi's style of play, whether he's taking it to the hoop and getting the whole gym on their feet with a massive dunk, or in the defensive end, putting his body on the line. He just is kind of that, not afraid of a big contact play, and we'll see if he can give the team the spark in the offensive end as he carries it up.
That's just also just such a big leadership play. Sacrificing the body for your team to get the possession back. Osage Joshua gets fouled. Players crashing to the floor. I'm assuming a jump ball is going to be called here.
Yeah, what I would compare Antwi to when he drives to the hoop is like a cannonball, just like destruction, heading in there with a full head of steam, and
then just
hopefully
explodes.
And you might want to make a business decision and just get out of the way. We'll see if he kind of gives us one of those signature plays as this one goes along. 3 minutes left here in the first half. A low-scoring affair, Zach. This is typically what you might get after one quarter, right? 25-21.
Yeah, neither team has really been able to get going, and that's a foul right there on Fanshawe's Lesage. So he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Fanshawe, again, they are up 4, but this is a very, very low-scoring effort we're seeing out of the Hawks, something that we haven't seen out of them in I don't know how long, partner. They have been one of, if not the best offenses in the OCAA.
Yeah, I mean, after just the first quarter in their most recent game against Mohawk, Humber got 28 points in the first 10 minutes. And, they might not even get that after the first half here tonight.
Just shows you that Fanshawe came in with a game plan and they're executing it to perfection. Look at this full court press again by the Falcons. Head coach Tony Marco-Tullio, he has just had a plan against this Humber Hawks team, and his team is executing it beautifully here. Aluyi back out there, him and Antwi working together. Antwi goes to the rim, high off the glass, and Isaiah Brady-Clark with a soft touch on the opposite side.
Yeah, Johnny on the spot there was Isaiah Brady-Clark with the nice finesse play, tipping it in, bringing Humber back within 3.
Lever back out there on the floor. He has Lesage. Okafor now. Down low. Azizi goes up with the right hook, and he finds it.
Zach, if my memory serves correct, Humber has trailed the entire second quarter.
Antwi, and he gets fouled going up, so he'll shoot 2. And yeah, the last time the Humber Hawks had a lead, it was in the first quarter. They led by 5, and that was at the 5-minute mark, 5:19. Other than that, it's been Fanshawe just kind of holding on to momentum. And this is picture for picture what we saw in that first
women's game.
First game, yes, thank you.
Yeah, it took the Humber women's team quite a while. I mean, really 3 quarters of less than optimal play before they finally got in the driver's seat and pulled off a convincing win.
Yeah, it was like scratching and clawing in the first 2 quarters. The third quarter, they started to come alive, but there's still some holes. And then that fourth quarter, they shut down everything.
So that's the question is, if and when is this Humber Hawks team going to kind of embody what we're used to seeing out of them this year as, again, the only undefeated team in the OCAA West Division. In the East, you have Durham, who's 12-0.
What a finish by Matunga.
6-point lead. So can Humber find a way to maybe tie it? Seems like it'll be difficult to try to snag away the lead before half.
Grant trying to get an opening, can't hear. 1:35 left to go. And Ndongo spinning, goes up to the rim, high off the glass, not going to fall. Gets swatted out of bounds, and I believe the Hawks will have the possession still.
Boy, we've seen a lot of hustle from number 14, Hansel Matunga, just consistently turning on the jets and almost sprinted out of bounds to try to keep that ball alive. Humber does keep possession here. Minute and a half left to go in the half.
Grant, one-on-one with Lever. Grant to the corner for Antwi. Quabena, high floater, he gets it.
Very nice, and that time the soft touch for Antwi. You can do it all, right? The powerful, explosive plays, and then a little finesse in his back pocket too.
That floater had Stephen Curry written all over it with how high he gets his.
And a turnover here. So again, Zach, this is a window for Humber after a nice bucket by Antwi, getting the ball back quickly here. Down by 4 with 1 minute to go. Boy, even just psychologically, right, Zach? If you can find yourself in the lead or at least not trailing heading into halftime, that could really make a difference for the mojo, the confidence as this game goes along. That's not going to help the mojo as a turnover will give the ball right back.
And noticing on the bench right beside us here, Zion Lesage. He's on the athletic table. He's been trying to work out his left knee for the last little bit, and he goes down. This bench gets a lot shorter for the side of the Falcons, so that's definitely something to watch out for the remainder of the game. 40 seconds left to go. Charge is called by Matunga.
So both teams keep exchanging turnovers here. Clock down to 38 seconds here.
Working it around here. Antwi. He's trying to take it straight to the rim. Antwi using his power. Aluyi gets the rebound. He goes up and gets fouled, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2. And that's the Humber Hawks. Aggressive. Get aggressive down low in the paint. They do just that, and they can close this up to a 1 possession game. 2 big free throws coming up here for Aluyi.
Zach, I'm calling it. Humber's going to snatch the rebound on the second free throw right here.
Calling your shot. Let's see if it works. They have big bodies out there. It looks like Taj Motiki Stevens on the side.
I told you so.
Don't worry, I was wrong with Motiki Stevens. It was Ndongo.
3-point deficit now for Humber. Zach, I'd love to see the Hawks find a way to force a turnover here. There's a little bit of a discrepancy between the shot clock and game clock, so Humber feasibly may have one more offensive possession, although maybe not a whole lot of time to work with.
They're swinging out Okafor. He tries to go down low to get taken away. It's Aluyi. Adrian Aluyi goes up and he gets hammered going down. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. A lot of pressure put on right there with Aluyi going to the net. It was Azizi who's going to get called for the foul, his 3rd of the game. So Fanshawe in a little bit of foul trouble. But this was a 7-8 point difference in the score just 2 minutes ago. The fact that Humber have brought it back here, it's a minimal right now of 3. That is a lot to be said about the second half, and I'm sure the Hawks will come out with a little bit more fire as Adrian misses that first shot.
He missed his first one last time and then hit number 2.
This is the second, and the Hawks almost get the rebound. So you're just one set of free throws too early. Isaiah Brady Clark steals it away. And Ndongo puts it up, and it's in! Ndongo ties us up to end the first half. What a comeback for the Hawks to even things up going to the break.
Bring a little bit of energy into the gym as 30-30 is our score, and all of a sudden, a little bit of energy thanks to the desperation heave to finish off the first half.
What a way to finish off the first half. Look at this, they steal it away. Ndongo going up, and
Kobe.
The bank is open, tied up at 30 going into the half. We'll be back in 14 minutes. Don't go anywhere. More OCAA basketball coming your way. Welcome back to the Hawks Nest, ladies and gentlemen, and what an exciting way it was to finish off that first half. Oh man, I still can't believe what we saw. Ndongo went up from just beside half court for the game-tying three, and what a way it was to end it. The Humber Hawks, it was a very, very slow start for them. They have not been hitting from behind the arc. They finally got one, and of course, Matt, it's the one that is the throw it up, give it a prayer, and say, I hope it hits. And of course, that's the one three-pointer they've hit so far today.
Well, before that, Zach, Humber was 0-9 from beyond the arc, and then that prayer heaved up with the buzzer. Improved Humber to 1-10 from three-point land. Let's see if they can sharpen up that point of their game, as offense has been hard to come by for the Hawks and not going to come by any extra points on that drive, stepping out of bounds.
So Fanshawe get the possession right on back, but it's the first time we've been tied in a very, very long time. Humber have been trailing basically the entire second quarter. They were just trying to catch up to the Falcons, who kind of turned it on at one point. The defense got stronger, and the offense, it just seemed like they couldn't be stopped. But now 30-30 is the score. Okafor, he's looking for his opening, driving down low. The hook shot bouncing around. Aluyi gets the rebound. They're working quickly here. Menzies trying to find a lane. He goes up. It's rolling. It's not going to fall. Tyrese, he's taking it up. He's one-on-one with Corbina Antwi. Now it's Sevic. He's looking around. Gives it off here to Tyrese. Bounce pass to Okafor. The step back three, not going to go. Rebounded by Aluyi again. So Adrian Aluyi getting acclimated early here in the second half. In the corner, Malik Grant for three, can't go. Hits off the rim, so the three-point woes still are haunting the Hawks right now.
Not just that, Zach, rebounding woes. Humber leads the OCAA in all rebounding categories. After one half of play, Fanshawe had the edge. 25 rebounds for the team in black, 20 rebounds for Humber after the first two quarters.
Bounce pass, not going to connect. Grant is going to take it. Create some space for himself, and I think that hit off Aluyi as he was trying to pass to Antwi. Menzies in the corner for three, and that's not going to fall again. So it's been a tough shooting performance from the Hawks as a team. Grant gets the block on Okafor. Azizi gets it swung out to him. He's trying to get open. The little spin around, not going to go. Gets his own rebound, goes up for part two, and he finds it. So a little bit of a hole there in the defensive setup for the Hawks allows Azizi to get an offensive board and gets his own basket.
Yeah, you know, a lot of aspects of Humber's play tonight kind of unrecognizable. Just not the team currently ranked second in the nation. It's just not really seeing some of the familiar aspects of their game. But Zach, the night is young. We'll see if Humber can turn it on, and a nice play from Aluyi to help push things forward in favor of Humber.
That's your field goal percentage leader in the West, Adrian Aluyi.
Again, 2.5 minutes into the quarter, Humber has 2 points, Zach. So the slow offense, that is still very much kind of hanging on Humber's back right now.
And credit to Humber, though, is that they've also been able to get Fanshawe, their offense slow, as Aluyi thought he had a block there. It looked like he caught almost all of the ball, if not all of it. But going to line to shoot two is Okafor.
Yeah, making good on the first one here, and that's going to put Fanshawe back out in front. And Zach makes the second one here too. 34-32.
It's going to be Antwi taking it across the timeline. Corbina Antwi looking for an opening, and no shot, says the ref. It's going to be a foul on the floor. So Humber will still hold possession. Again, they trail by 2, like you mentioned, partner. Going around. Down low, swinging it to Antwi. Antwi trying to get it to Menzies in the corner. Eventually does. Grant pump fake. Back to Menzies. His shot gets blocked, and Grabbed away by Fanshawe, and they're going to take it across.
Yeah, David stepping out, playing some tight defense to try to slow the Falcons down in transition. About 10 seconds on the shot clock now.
Swing to the side, the Falcons still applying pressure. Okafor, the mid-range J, he gets fouled again as he's shooting. So he'll go to the line to shoot 2 again.
So that looks like second foul. No, actually, it's going to go to David. So that is Cameron David's first foul of the game. Isaiah Brady Clark getting ready to check in. Now, Zach, a couple of Fanshawe players, we mentioned off the top, they playing aggressive, right? Humber got in the bonus very quickly in the first quarter. Weren't able to really milk that for a whole lot of offense. But that being said, a couple of players for Fanshawe already 3 fouls, so maybe that could start to become a factor very soon here. We'll keep an eye on that storyline and whether Fanshawe's already depleted roster, missing a few key players, possibly could even get into a hairier spot if foul trouble rears its head.
Malik Grant, the over-under not going to go, and Matunga, he grabs the board, and to your point there, it's still 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and a lot of players in foul trouble. It's definitely something to watch here if you are the Humber Hawks. You want to try to get those guys out of the game as soon as possible.
Yeah, Okorafor's got 3 fouls.
Okafor kicks it out. Sebek for 3, not going to fall. And rebounded by Menzies, and another foul, and that's one of the guys you got to worry about, Azizi.
Yeah, so he's got his 4th foul now. Sebek, he just jacked that three-pointer up. He's got 3 fouls. And Matunga, who plays a high-flying game and style of basketball that you got to appreciate. He's zipping all over the court, putting a lot of heart into his effort today, but he's also got 3 fouls, which is, I guess, part and parcel of his aggressive style of play and the hustle that he shows.
Yeah, the Montreal, Quebec native Matunga, he's had a really good game so far. Isaiah Brady Clark spinning around, but rebounded by Aluyi. Again, Adrian Aluyi, explosive down low, and he'll go to the line. No, he won't. It's going to be called a travel.
Yeah, kind of blew a tire there. And so Humber, Zach, 4.5 minutes into the half, have managed 2 points.
And it's just the same story we were talking about in that first half. They start it off so slow.
And again, you could probably find a quarter this year that Humber has put in 32 points easily. And goodness gracious, the offensive struggles, their rebounding is not what we're used to seeing.
Okafor again going up and getting another one. And the Hawks, they need to get something going. The three-point shooting has been the woe so far today. Pulls up, not going to fall, and it's going to be a foul on Lucas Lewis.
So while Humber has struggled to get going, Zach, you know, we're still looking out. We've got the binoculars and we're trying to find some signs of the turnaround, right? And we saw this pattern in the first game, the Humber women's side of things. They struggled. It really took them into the 4th quarter when they finally opened up. And I guess we're hoping for a similar trajectory here because thus far it just hasn't really been there for the home team, the undefeated team, #1 ranked in the province.
Big takeaway, and they send up Menzies and his soft finish to the rim. So there you go. You get some offense on the board. Now you need a big stop here if you're the Hawks. Down by 4. It's been a very even game scoring-wise for these two teams. Slips out of the hands. It's rolling around. Nobody has it. Finally gets to Grant. Grant tries to push it up, but it gets taken away. Sebek with the active hands. Okafor now gets picked up by Osas Joshua, and he tried to keep it in. It's going to be Fanshawe's ball, and it looked like Okafor was pushing Romeo Osas Joshua, but they don't call it. So
Coach Miles right there, too, and he's maybe kind of hoping the call was going to go in favor of the Hawks, but not gonna fly. And just when Humber's, again, struggling to build some positive juice, the call doesn't go their way.
Menzies try to steal it away, and they get it. Isaiah Brady Clark, and the foul called on Tyrese, who just grabs Isaiah Brady Clark to stop him from trying to get the pass up the court.
That's his first foul of the day for Tyrese.
So Humber will get 2 shots out of this. And that's not a bad outcome. You get 2 free throws, just try to get this lead cut down to 2.
Just kind of been like a Freaky Friday kind of game for Humber, and just trying to find a way to tighten up enough to come out with a W, which is kind of not how we imagined this game playing out on paper, right?
Especially with the players missing today for the side of Fanshawe. Credit to their bench. Those guys have stepped up mightily when they need to. If you're the side of the Falcons, use this game as momentum for the rest of the season. You know, try to get a better standing in that OCAA playoff. And
well, to get a W over Humber would certainly be some good fuel to feed off of going down the stretch.
I know one team that would love to see this happen, and that's St. Clair, who are trying to catch Humber in the standings. Menzies pulls up for 3, and it bounces off again, and you can kind of feel the levels of frustration growing for the Hawks as...
Uh-oh, a little extra there from Lewis.
It's going to be Fanshawe ball again.
Thought maybe the officials could have tried to hand it a little extra judgment call there, but ultimately the jump ball and a 2-point differential as we head into the last 3.5 minutes of the third quarter.
Swinging around Okafor. One-on-one. Gets stripped away by Menzies. Jalen Menzies goes to the rim and no call. Rebounded by the Hawks. They go up again. Can't get it. And I think they're going to say stepped out of bounds, so the Hawks will hold possession.
Yeah, you know, some more frustration on the part of Humber. It looked like Menzies maybe caught a little action up high, but no foul was called. But Zach, you know, I think Humber's probably as much frustrated with anything than just themselves, right? And their inability to kind of play their game. Is quick inbound play there for the Malik Grant bucket.
You get Malik Grant to start trying to get cooking. Great pass inside by Isaiah Brady Clark, and this is a big-time defensive possession here. Humber need to shut down Fanshawe. Try to get out on the board, and you can kind of see Menzies almost had that backdoor steal again. He's done that so many times today. And a great floater by Tyrese puts the Falcons back up by 2.
How does Humber respond as Fanshawe takes the lead right back, and the Hawks start to establish their own lead?
ROJ and his 3-pointer short, rebounded by Falcons, and they're going to take it. 2:40 left to go here in the third quarter. Quickly, the 3-pointer not going to fall. Rebounded by Isaiah Brady Clark, who gets hammered. He goes down. And the Falcons get possession. Brady Clark finally gets to his feet. Okafor going down, and it's going to still be Falcons ball. You can kind of mount some frustrations coming from the side of the Hawks. They feel like some of these calls are not going their way right now.
I think Isaiah Brady Clark, yeah, he's going to probably get the check out here as he's kind of really favoring one of those wrists into the game now for Humber's Victor Ndongo, who had the prayer go his way at the end of the first half where he heaved it up. But Zach, I still think that's the only 3-pointer made for Humber. They're probably trending about 1 for 14 from beyond the arc.
Fanshawe pulls up for 3, and they can't complete it. Rebounded by Lewis, so good defensive stop. Now Humber have a chance to tie it up once more. Malik Grant, he's cutting inside, swings it out to ROJ.
There it is.
3.
Let's go, partner. And that might be the sign, right? Where Humber's been snake bit late in the third quarter. Is this when Humber starts to get that pulse back? We'll see. A big 3 from Romeo to maybe kick things off.
Cut down inside again. Grant defending. Okafor, mid-range J, high off the glass, and what a game it's been.
Hey, I was gonna say,
Okafor.
We got a ball game here, partner. Another counter punch from Fanshawe as they take back the lead.
Here comes Grant, looking for his opening, cuts down low to Ndongo, and he gets fouled going up. He'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, that pass had all kinds of zip. Give credit to Ndongo for being able, in traffic, to grab that one, draw the foul, and we could have yet another lead change. Dongo proved he can make a Hail Mary bucket at the end of a half. Can he pop in some free throws is the question now.
First one misses, so now just going to even things up.
They got to let him take it from center court. Maybe then he'll
better angle. Here's the shot, and both missed, but rebounded by Lewis. Lucas Lewis, one-on-one down low, goes up off the glass, and for a second thought it was going to go.
A little deliberation between the officials there, you see. And what's the word? Travel will be the result. Coach Miles is incensed at the changing of the call. I don't think he was aware that that little conference was going on.
Yeah, I don't think any of the players were aware. Malik Grant he was staying on top of his lungs. Travel. Could not believe it, but big opportunity here for Fanshawe to try to extend the lead, but Humber, they're going to hold strong. Their defense has been great. Tyrese, it rolls out. It's in the air, bouncing around. Who's going to get there? Over the back, it looked like, and Matunga, he hits off of his hand and out of bounds. Humber will get the ball, but there's been a lot of aggressive play down low, and the refs are most so just kind of letting the players go at it.
Well, Fanshawe has a lot of fouls racked up against certain players to show for it. Could be problematic for them. Wouldn't want to see any of these guys they've been able to lean on today foul out here.
Osas Joshua for three again, and hits off the front side of the rim. Matunga, he goes up, the pass to Tyrese. He's all by his lonesome.
Size mismatch there with Grant.
They're trying to find an opening, but Humber, they're reset now on defense. Sevic spinning around into the corner, but look at the size mismatch like you said. They pass it to Matunga, off the glass and in.
Another bucket for the hardest working man in show business here today, Ansel Matunga.
Ndongo looking for his chance here, and it's going to be Burke. Burke and Lewis. Oh, what a pass down to Burke, and he gets the board and gets the points.
Ndongo with a absolutely great dish that time, and with the finish, yeah, you mentioned it, Dwayne Burke, first-year player, big bucket late in the third quarter.
10 to go here in the third quarter. Okafor, he's holding for the last shot. Stephen Okafor spinning down low. He's going up. It's going to slip out of his hands. Jump ball is going to be called, and it should be Humber's possession. It is. So they'll have 1.1 to try to get a shot off. We've already seen them do it once here.
You know, partner, that time, yeah, a lot of contact there. No calls, so that's sort of the game we're playing here. At least the consistency has been there at times in terms of that's just going to be a let the players play type of vibe. And not enough urgency there with 1.1 seconds on the clock. And still a 1-point lead intact for Fanshawe.
So we're through three, and 44 points is the most points scored by either team, and that is just surprising when you think about it. Humber, how good they've been all year. They lead the conference in points averaged a game, and right now they just can't get anything going against this stingy Fanshawe Falcons team.
And we're going to take a look here at our stats through 3 quarters of play, and certainly some surprising elements of how this game has played out. 3-point percentage for Humber, 2 for 17, so that works out to 11.8%. Now, in all fairness, Fanshawe's 3-point shooting has also been a little bit of a struggle. They're 2 for 12. But Zach, you had that 3-pointer from Romeo. Again, I'll say it one more time. It's just sort of an unrecognizable version of the Humber Hawks team, and of course this is sort of a very unique look for Fanshawe as well, with a couple players due to certain circumstances not being available for them today. I mean, there's just a certain aspect to this game that's both teams are uncomfortable, both have been drawn out of their comfort zone, and even Humber on home court is going to have to find a way here in the fourth quarter. But Zach, we saw it here earlier today. Does lightning strike again, and does the home team turn it on after 3 quarters that maybe don't reflect their style of play on the average type of game? We'll see, Zach. 10 minutes for Humber. They're down by 1. And they certainly have the talent out there to get a rally going, but thus far it has not materialized.
Yeah, and look at this. I mean, through 3 quarters, no team has scored 20 points in a single quarter yet. The most scored was Fanshawe in the first quarter where they scored 17, but other than that, it has been a low scoring affair.
Zach rebounding as well continues to be an issue. Just spotted that on the sheet.
Yeah, rebounding leading is Fanshawe over Humber. But these teams have met 84 times before this. This is meeting number 85, dating all the way back to 1975. Humber 27-8 at home against Fanshawe, and they're currently riding an 7-game win streak against Fanshawe. Their last loss coming back in 2019 on November 6th. So it'll be interesting to see how this Humber team responds here. We know they're talented. We know they have the players. How will you respond? 10 minutes left to go in this one. Okafor down low, his mid-range jumper, and that's bouncing around. Stephen Okafor, I think that's his 19th point of the game. It is.
Yeah, just a great start for Fanshawe, the early bucket. Humber needs to respond.
Menzies on the far side. Lewis now gives it to Ndongo. Brady Clark. Menzies cutting inside. Jalen Menzies, soft touch off the glass. He gets it a fall.
That's a great looking bucket there from number 23. Menzies now with 6 points on the day.
That's a guy you want to get hot if you're the Humber Hawks. Menzies, it's been a very quiet day for him.
Not so quiet for Okorafor. He's got 19 points today.
Stolen away by Menzies. Pass over to Ndongo. Ndongo goes up. It's too hard. Tried to rebound. It was Isaiah Brady Clark. Hits off of his hand. Is Humber going to be able to get there first? They will. It goes out of bounds, and Humber will get possession. Malik Grant coming on here for Ndongo.
So yeah, the game high 19 points. Okafor with an outstanding Saturday game in him here today. We'll see if he maybe has enough to lead his team to the upset victory.
Brady Clark step back through, not going to go. Burke gets the rebound. They swing it to Grant, who pops a 3 of his own, but that's not going to go. And the Humber Hawks are not giving up when it comes to shooting the 3, as a player is down, and never mind, he's right back up.
Yeah, a little friendly fire that time. The elbow to the temple area.
Yeah, those ones are very uncomfortable.
We saw a nosebleed in the first game here in our doubleheader, and we talked about that being a common basketball occurrence. Yeah, the elbows be flying around too, and that time catching the business end there was Tyrese.
They inbounded here again to Steven, and he's had a great game. Driving right to the net, and that's going to miss. The second chance not going to fall, and they're going to springboard Menzies. Jalen Menzies all alone. The soft touch layup. Humber regain the lead in the back court. Lucas Lewis is down.
Yeah, it was seeming to be in a lot of pain on the Humber baseline. As you see, Menzies goes and checks on his teammate. But we'll try to get an update from Lewis, but I'm not sure what might have happened there.
Yeah, we were all caught looking at Jalen Menzies going for the basket. Lewis gets up on his own, so that's what you like to see. He's all right, it appears. Alui will check on in for number 20.
And Humber did kind of quickly transition, and it was kind of a little balance there, and that a member from Fanshawe and a member from Humber both kind of fell down at the end of that play. So it was sort of 4-on-4 in that quick transition bucket for the Hawks. And that'll give Humber a narrow lead.
The Hawks up by 1, like you said, as narrow as it gets. Fanshawe right back to it, though. Lever gets fouled going up. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. His first shot bouncing around goes in, so it's a evened up game here. 47-47.
That good news for Lucas Lewis. He's not on the trainer's table or anything for further assessment, so he's sitting back on the bench. Might even see him check back in here at some point.
Fanshawe, they recapture the lead, 48-47 after the 2 free throws by Lever. Menzies, he's pulling up for 3, and it's not going to fall. Out of bounds, and the shooting woes for the Hawks, they continue. They're 2 for 18 or 2 for 19 now. And it just has not been a good day from beyond the arc for Humber. You'd think if some of these three-pointers are hitting, then this is a very different game. It's going to be Humber ball. Lever sticks out the leg. I think that's his 4th.
Indeed, partner. And there are, with him having his 4th foul, you got 2 other players on the court with 3 fouls. That would be Sebic and Matunga.
And there's 2 people on the bench that have 3 and 4 as well. Kwabena Antwi trying to push it up, and Matunga, again, he has been active down low in the paint. Gives it quickly to Aluyi. Out to Isaiah Brady Clark. Clark trying to go up. The soft touch not going to go, and rebounded by Fanshawe. They're going to take it back. 7 left to go here in this one. Okorafor. He has it. Guarded by Isaiah. Menzies trying to strip it away. Left Sebic in the corner, open for 3, and that's a big basket for Fanshawe.
Yeah, threes have been hard to come by for either team, and so have points just generally, right, partner? So that is certainly a big bucket right there, bringing Fanshawe to a 4-point lead.
Humber trying to look for an opening. Grant has it now, guarded by Okorafor. Grant trying to create some space for himself. Dump it down to Aluyi. Goes up and fouled as he goes up.
Gonna take some extra time. And that's the 5th foul.
Another look at it right here.
I'll check that. So now Sebic with his 4th foul.
This is where things get interesting, right? If you're Fanshawe, you have a lot of guys in foul trouble.
And that might kind of force them to change their style of play, maybe give Humber a little window of opportunity.
Aluyi gets that. So he's just trying to close it back here to a 2-point possession, or a 2-point lead, I should say. Adrian Aluyi, the 3rd-year player to Toronto. There it is, 2 free throws made. So 2-point lead for the Falcons. Big stop here is what Humber needs. Lever swings it inside. Can they find it to fall? It's bouncing around. Aluyi gets the rebound. The Humber Hawks get the stop. Menzies pushing it up quickly to Grant. Slows down the pace now. Antwi gets it taken away. Antwi still fighting for it. Gets it to Menzies. Swings it to Isaiah Brady Clark. Pulls up for 3. Isaiah Brady Clark.
And boy, you've never seen a 3-ball just like that. Get the crowd so amped up. That was huge. Humber now in the lead. But still, Zach, just it's back and forth. Which team is going to be able to create some separation, or is it really just going to come down to maybe who's got the ball last?
It's bouncing around, and Aluyi, he gets to it first, so Humber, another big-time stop. Up to Antwi. They give it to Aluyi. Off the glass, it's not going to go, and out of bounds, though, off the hands of Matunga.
Looks like some substitutions coming in, maybe even a timeout call.
Timeout call by Fanshawe. Line 52, Fanshawe, 51.
What a game we are getting treated to right here.
yeah, it has been some tension in the gym for sure, partner, as Humber looks to keep the perfect season alive. And Fanshaw's got something else to say about that. As so far, it's just been really the lion's share of the game has been Fanshawe out front, albeit with just by a bucket. But now it's coming down into crunch time, right? We're almost at the 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, anxiously waiting to see how this one ends out. And whew, it's been back and forth. Humber getting some big-time defensive stops when needed. But again, it's just been the Falcons just playing a very good game. And if you're the side of Fanshawe, you've got to look at this as a positive step moving forward for the rest of your season. Just kind of continue to play a better brand of basketball, knowing that you have this kind of talent, even though 2 of your top players are out.
Yes, sir. I mean, all in all, it's been a great effort from Fanshawe on the road, missing some key players, and their best rebounder, one of the best rebounders in the province, is not in action, and yet Fanshawe has out-rebounded Humber, and for the most part, outscored them.
Cameron David out swings it to Menzies. Menzies goes up, high floater off the glass, not gonna go. Aluyi's down there fighting. It's out of bounds once more off of a Fanshawe Falcon. David looking for somebody to swing it out to. All the way to the back. Antwi. One-on-one with Okafor. Antwi goes up and a soft touch in. That's a guy that's been quiet all day long. Kwabena Antwi finally gets a basket in a big-time moment. Tyrese loses a tire and out of bounds. Uh-oh, the Fanshawe Falcons are making a couple mental mistakes in a very crucial time of the game. 4:51 left to go in this one. And Humber up to a 3-point lead. This is the biggest lead Humber has had since the first quarter at the 5-minute mark.
Hey, Antwi, come on now.
Kwabena Antwi.
And what's the call here? The official has whistled it down. At any rate, Antwi's getting some action going here right when Humber needed it most.
Humber up by 5, so again, matching their biggest lead since the first quarter. Yes, I'm not stuttering, it's not a mistake. The Humber Hawks have been trailing ever since that first quarter. Great active hands by Aluyi. They swing it into the corner. Sebek goes down, goes up, and a great move by Nikola Sebek.
That's what Fanshawe needed, right? They have really had a lot of self-inflicted wounds here in this fourth quarter, giving Humber possession after possession. That time, able to come away with the bucket. Humber's lead is 3 right now.
Grant one-on-one with Nikola, and he fouls Grant. That's his 5th.
And that's it. That's all for number 7, and he's got 5 points and 5 fouls now. Will put his game on ice for the day. So little huddle here. Kind of like a mini timeout, partner. What do we got here?
Yeah, I do not know. Trying to figure it out myself.
Well, we got the substitution in as Sebek's night is done.
And the Hawks, they have possession still, so that's 1 player down. Humber, I'm sure in their mind are saying, oh, we have a couple more to go that are in foul trouble. Malik Grant sidestepping. Malik driving baseline, gives it down to Antwi. He goes up and it gets blocked. Matunga grabs it and hands it out to Okafor, who's taking it out quickly. Okafor, block, a charge. Jalen Menzies takes the charge, and Stephen Okafor, he will be the one getting the foul, and what a TSN turning point.
Yeah, that's big, right? Because that's really been the story of the game. Okafor with 19 points. And you got to think there, if he was able to get by Menzies and get the bucket, that maybe he would just be that difference maker.
He really has been the difference maker here. Oh, Menzies steps back for three! Jalen Menzies in the corner! And he's been waiting for that one all game long.
David called for the foul, a little too strong there. But a very valuable 6-point lead. Kwabena Antwi's been a big factor. Number 12 for the Hawks. A little spark plug in the fourth quarter.
That's what you love to see. He was struggling through the majority of this game, but in the crunch time, that's when your star players come out, and Kwabena Antwi definitely one of those guys. Mid-range jumper and Lever. What a shot. Contested in the mid-range base. Hawks up by 4 with 3 minutes left to play. Antwi spinning, holding possession, into the corner. David down low to Aluyi, and he gets blocked.
My goodness.
But Menzies, the active hands, another steal. He goes up, no call, goes down, and I'm not sure who the foul's on. I believe it's on Menzies. It is on Jalen Menzies. Coming into this quarter, Menzies had 2 steals. I think he's at 4 or 5 now. There are some tired bodies and some hurt bodies on Fanshawe. Batunga, he is logging some hard, long minutes, and he's hunched over getting his breath. Tyrese is working, looks like his ankle.
Yeah, and like you said about Matunga, I mean, you got to appreciate the way he's approached the game today. And it's just been full speed, foot on the gas, and maybe feeling a little gassed at this point. Here's a look at our HSN replay. Here's one of those big 3 balls that's helped get Humber. See the kind of jubilation after he made that. Is Menzies and just Humber as a whole have been struggling to get that offense going, but they've found a little spark here, Zach. 4-point lead, certainly not enough to rest on your laurels, but at least the Hawks have put themselves ahead and see if they can hang on to that.
Like you said, the 4-point lead. Humber finally able to just generate some offense here late in the fourth, and I mean late. They started this fourth quarter off pretty slow again. Okafor, he might have gone over and back, but Menzies takes it away, and he gets fouled.
No question. I think he put his foot right on over the line, and I thought there could have certainly been a backcourt violation.
Yeah, Okafor, he crossed over that timeline, and then his back foot, the back of his right foot, like hit right over top of the line, and either way, Menzies was taking it away nonetheless. But Jalen Menzies goes back to the line, and this is a guy that just joined the CCAA 1,000-point club. Menzies, what a career he's had as a collegiate athlete. First shot's good.
Yeah, last year as Humber captured the provincial gold, and he was just that dude for Humber, right, in terms of the scoring.
2 for 2 at the line. How about that for number 23? Well, what a game we have here, partner. The dying stages, 2:33 left to go. Humber currently up by 6 points, and this is a 180 turnaround of what this game has been.
And we were waiting and waiting for Humber to rise to the occasion. They have definitely done that, partner, here in late in the game. But it's not like we saw with the women's game, where at this point Humber was up by 12, 15 points. In the men's game here, it is still just a 2-possession game.
Humber coming into today averaging 87 points a game. They are currently at 61. And, you know, when you look at that stat, it just kind of shows how well Fanshawe has shut them down. Very shocking, though, to see where we're at in this game right now. Coming into it, knowing Fanshawe was missing some key players, you just assume Humber would steamroll them, really. But credit the Falcons where it's due. They came in here playing a very tough game, very stingy game, and they've executed very well.
Yeah, 100%. Now it's a matter of Can Humber close things out and continue to matriculate some buckets in their favor? I'd like to see Humber create a little bit more of a cushion here. Fanshaw's looking to play spoiler, looking to hand Humber their first loss of the season. Isaiah Brady Clark will be the man by the velvet rope, inbounding here.
Gives it here to Adrian Aluyi and poked off the hands. It's still going to be Humber ball. And the Hawks call timeout with 2:30 left to play.
At a snail's pace here.
Always. Death, taxes, and last 5 minutes of basketball always going 30 minutes. No, just kidding. But the Hawks, we are slowly getting our way through this one.
Yeah, we'll see if we get what the Humber fans want, which is a fourth quarter closeout and a continuation of what's been thus far just an outstanding season by the defending provincial champions. As we mentioned, the national tournament will be held in Quebec this year. But give credit to what we've seen out of Fanshawe, right? Missing key players and guys stepping up and absolutely putting on an excellent performance. And a guy like Okorafor, who's averaging 12 points on the season, sitting with 19 right now. See if he gets back in the mix here as a guy for Fanshawe that can bring this game back close.
Down low to Grant, and Malik Grant gets the basket. A great pass by Adrian Aluyi. Really a reversal of the roles right there. Grant cuts to the basket, and Adrian finds a Menzies trying for another steal. Jalen Menzies, one of the most active hands you'll see in the OCAA. Good finish by Lever. Not out of it just yet. 6 points is the lead. Menzies, they swing it all around to IBC. Here comes Grant, goes down, the floater up, not gonna go. Malik Grant tips it once, tips it twice. It's bouncing around Matunga. He'll grab it. Tyrese back out on the court. He had a little bit of an injury scare with his ankle, but good to see he's back running full speed. Azizi trying to cut down low, into the corner for Lever. He pops a three, it's not gonna go. Grant tried to get it. Matunga, busiest man in showbiz, working again. Okafor can't find him. Matunga comes flying through, tips it around. Okafor, and he gets fouled going up, and a little bit of sloppy defense by Humber. Multiple offensive rebounds.
Now that was just a well-earned trip to the free throw line by Fanshawe as a team. You know, how good was that offensive rebounding? Zach, something Humber fans might be concerned about. Okorafor, he's been jammed up at 19 points for quite some time. Now with that free throw, he now is at 20, and maybe that starts to uncork a little bit more of his offensive production. Hawks will have to be careful not to let number 3 continue his great offensive play and maybe be a difference here down the stretch in this one.
Yeah, he has had a tremendous game, and they've cut the lead down to 4 now. So if you're the Hawks, you have a minute 28 remaining here in this one. Just got to play a clean game. Inbounded, Malik Grant will take it right on back, and here we go. Humber, this is a big possession to try to keep a good lead for themselves. Trying to milk as much time on the clock as they can. Brady Clark bouncing around, looking for his opening, but he's gonna hand it off here to Malik Grant. Grant calls for the screen, but drives down baseline. Little floater up by Grant's not gonna go. Matunga, but Aluyi there as well. Eventually, Fanshawe grab it.
Oh boy.
So another missed opportunity for the Hawks, and look who has the ball. Steven Okafor trying to get it to Azizi in the corner. Azizi going inside, high off the glass, not gonna go. And a lot of contact as Azizi, and I think that's Aluyi, and that's not a good sign. He is grabbing at that left elbow.
It's been a physical kind of game, and that has continued. Good to see Aluyi getting back up. Clearly in a bit of pain, but looks like he'll be able to stay in.
Oh, another player getting taken out here. I think it was Azizi.
That's right. Azizi with his 5th foul. So another member of the Falcons who already have not a lot on reserve for today. Great shot of my broadcast partner, Zach Benoit, with the A's hat through the meadow there. But Zach, it's coming down to less than 1 minute to go.
It's coming down to crunch time, but Aluyi will go to the line to shoot 2 as Fanshawe there in the bonus. First shot's good for Adrian. One of the reigning CCAA players of the week. And he goes 2 for 2. So 50 seconds left to play. Humber up by 6. Falcons need a basket, and they need it desperately. Tyrese into the corner, Lever for 3. He's not going to go, bouncing around. Matunga again. Okafor, he pulls up for 3, and it misses the wickets and out of bounds. Humber get possession back. 36 seconds left to play. Have the Hawks held on just enough. Brady Clark, he'll get the ball. And they're just going to milk as much time as they can, just as long as he gets over that timeline. And he does. Isaiah Brady Clark over to Menzies. Menzies loses it. Matunga, he's trapped in the backcourt now. Off to Lever. Lever pulls up for 3, gets it.
Oh boy.
And now things get interesting. 3-point game with 20.4 left to go.
Fanshawe playing hard. That much we know for sure. And, you know, Humber has been able to dig deep here in this 4th quarter, but the Falcons are not going down easy. Take a look at that big 3-pointer. Oh, my goodness. So timeout was called.
Things get interesting here in the Hawks' nest. I asked the question, have the Hawks done enough? And Fanshawe aren't giving up just yet. They are going until that final whistle. 20.4, I believe, was left on the clock.
The sneaker cam right here. Gotta love it. Now, Zach, we have a very big play coming up here. Now, the good news for Humber is that if they can just get a bucket, a foul drawn, then that's really going to work in their favor. But if Humber turns it over again like we just saw in that last possession, can the Fanshawe Falcons maybe tie this game up?
Well, all your answers will be answered very shortly here. All your questions, I should say. Inbounding Humber on the sideline. Can the Hawks hold on? They give it off to Isaiah Brady Clark, off to Menzies, and they're just killing time. It gets stripped away again.
Another turnover.
Break. They try to kick it out. They get it up and blocked by Aluyi. Adrian Aluyi in the crunch time blocks Matunga.
Back-to-back turnovers for Humber in crunch time. Just shocking to see the ball security issues at this stage in the game.
Another look at the big-time block by Aluyi.
Wow. And that's kind of a toss-up, right? As who touched that last? Officials said it was Humber, so it's going to be Fanshawe ball. And that is quite an exciting proposition here, as 8 seconds on the clock. And Fanshawe a chance to uncork one from deep.
Things get interesting here. 8 seconds, like you mentioned. Humber just trying to hold on. They are just trying to stay alive. What a game it's been, though. Adrian Aluyi has been sensational, playing another strong one.
the timeout is over, and the most important sequence of the game is about to unfold. Is Humber's 65 enough, or does Fanshawe have a prayer they can heave up, much like Humber was able to get a circus shot at the end of the first half, tie things up at 30 here at the end of the fourth quarter. Fanshawe maybe get one from downtown.
They're trying to pop a three. They go to Okafor. It gets tipped. It's going to be a deep three attempt. Not going to go. Out of bounds. Humber Hawks ball. Timeout Hawks.
Timeout called by Humber Hawks. Humber 65, Fanshawe 62.
Okay, Zach, so on track for Humber to get this one done here, but maybe enough of a defensive effort to get the win for Humber. You see about 1 second on the official clock.
Yeah, it's been a good game. Very, very good one here. Humber literally 1 second away from securing victory in this one. They came alive in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, and they were able to just grow a big enough lead, and their defense has played strong all day, was strong enough to hold off the Falcons. We anxiously wait to see how this one will end, but it's looking, you know, knock on wood, knock on anything.
Whatever you got.
Pray to the Bible, pray to whoever. It's looking like the Hawks have secured their 14th straight. And if it is 14 straight, it's also 18 straight victories dating back to last year. '20 consecutive victories against the OCAA. It'd be 21 if they win here tonight.
And would be improving to 13-0 on the season.
They inbound it. They pull up the shot. Blocked!
Hey, let's go.
Kwabena Antwi to end it. How else would you end the game right there, partner? Kwabena Antwi comes through with a big-time block. Hawks win 65-62.
And some heartbroken Falcons heading back to their bench, especially number 14, Matunga, with an outstanding effort, but ultimately Fanshawe falling to the number 1 ranked team in the province.
So we got the player of the game. I believe it's Isaiah Brady Clark who's going to get those honors. He had a great game all around, but for the Hawks, they extend their win streak. They start the season out 14-0. They extend it to 18 straight, but also 21 consecutive victories against the OCAA. Humber playing sensationally, and they continue on rolling. And partner, that'll do it for us here at HSN. We want to thank you for spending your Saturday here watching some OCAA basketball. From everybody in the broadcast team, my name is Zach Benoit alongside Matt Hamill. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening.